Welcome, and here we're looking at the S&P 500, and I just need to point out that what we were looking at yesterday, this particular structure here from intermediate wave 4 here, the 1, the 2, 5 waves up for 3, back for 4, and up for 5 here, we could very well have a top in place here for this. We just need to be a little bit mindful of that, and at what point does that confirm itself at that point. So we'll need to keep that in mind. First of all, while the market the S&P 500 is in group 2 here, the 65, 72 and the 80 here, then the market is trapped in here and it's supported, and it can certainly push higher from here, and we would be looking at this wave count up for 1 and back for 2 and further up through here. So that would be fine. Now, at the same time, this market can also retrace on this little wave 1 here back to the 50-60% retracement level, roughly in here as such. So that being the case, that they can still come down here and then move up, and that's fine too. But if it does move down out of group 2, it would also open the door for the possibility of this being a top in place here. So we would have two bearish counts. First of all, the one that could come to here, then up, and then one that could come to here and retest this and come further down. So it just opens that door by jumping out of the group 2 here. So we just need to keep that in mind. On the sort of 2-hour sort of intraday here, we were looking for a move down as being an A wave and a B wave and a C wave yesterday, and it's come into play. We'd need to see a push up, and finding support on 1880 would be, confirming that. But like I say, being in group 2, it's supported, and obviously being above 1872, which is a pivot within this group here, is extremely important. So anyway, it's just something to there's just a few things to watch out for here. We are facing a large number here, the 1900, and the Dow Jones is also facing the medium level here, which is 16,500, same as like $6.50, 16,500, or 6,500, where the Dow had its low in the GFC. So the 65 is an important number, and we can see it playing out through here. So currently it's chipping away at the supply here, the sellers, and if this was going to be a wave 5 up here, not technically, but we'd be looking for a high above wave 3 here. It doesn't have to be like that. It just needs to have 5 waves in here. So anyway, we know that there's going to be problems when it arrived here, and we just need to give it time. But it's got the same pattern here as the Dow has, in terms of its little corrective pattern through here, and it does suit as an ABC pattern. But for it to be an ABC pattern, to confirm it, it would need to take this high out here. That would be the confirmation. A move through that would help that. But in terms of trading, we wouldn't be interested in going long until we had the 16,500 as support, because it can fail from within here. So we just need to be just having a little look here. Look, it can push up from here, or everything being fair, because it's got this little wave 1 and 2 in here. It's still got more to. It's got a lot more to develop to take out this high through here to develop that. But it does appear that we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 for the A wave, and then the A, the B, and the C for the B wave, and then down for the C wave. So it is quite nice like that. So it is positive, but we want to see the market higher and on support before we commit ourselves to longs in this stage, because any new lows here, you'd need to be bearish. You need to be short on that. The European markets are weaker. The DAX, which normally follows or even leads the S&P, is on its knees here. So it does count. It's a bit tricky, this one, because it does count 5 waves up through here quite nicely. So it is possible that this 5th wave is sitting in here on top top here. It's just an alternative cat. Otherwise, we've got the A wave, the B wave, and the C wave coming down through back into the 9,000, the medium level here. There is going to be support in the group 1 here. The other option for this is a bit like the Dow, where we've got 5 waves up here for wave 1 and then back for wave 2, but it must stay above this previous low through here. So you can sort of imagine that, you know, if you're going to go long, you wouldn't want to go long right here because there's too many other wave counts that are calling it lower. So we would need to see some sort of move up, and perhaps on the 9.4, you know, as a nice tested support to glean one small position, and then on the 9.5 from on the 9.5 would be the confirmation that it's going higher from that point there. Just sort of drilling in here, it doesn't really make it any easier. I mean, we were looking at counting 5 waves up here, and it does count 5. I won't go into it now, but it does count nicely as an impulse wave. If this is wave 1 up here, then this would count quite nicely as an ABC and can move up from here. If this is counting as the C wave down here for a larger wave 4, then it's uncompleted and we'll see a rally here and then further downside here. And the FTSE's the same as well, but it counts better as an A and a B and a C to this point here, because this move up here, even though we were looking for 5 waves and we thought we'd get it because we had a nice strong third wave there, it still counts better as a B wave coming up through here, and this counts as a C wave coming down through here. So it's a nice A, B and C structure through here, and I just want to go into the C wave here a little bit. We can see that we've got down for wave 1 here, and we've got wave 2 across here. Now it does get a bit messy in here, but if this can all be the third wave in here, in terms of somewhere in here the 1 and the 2, the third wave in here, the 4th and the 5th here. So we can have a low in here, but we could also, if that's a bit messy within this structure here, we could also have a 1 more low in here and then moving up. But either way, what we'd be looking for here to prove strength is support on 67 and then onto the 72 here, the 672. So support on here, a tested support, not just trading above it, but the retest is more important than the breakout, as you know. Get the reference point and then move up from there. So just allow this to play out through here. The Australian market and the FTSE and the Australian market are normally sort of quite close to together in a way, but I just wanted to go over this little top here. Now on the cash market, the ASX 200, the cash, the top 200 stocks, this was the high here, not this one here. And this is the same for the SPY as well. This high here is lower than this one here. So we really need to consider this if we were looking for a top here in 3, 4 here and 5 here, because this counts in 5 waves here, unless we're going to count this up for wave 1 and back for wave 2 and then moving up through there. But all the other markets, as they're sitting at the moment, it's probably better to look on the more riskier side and you know, not being overconfident at this particular stage. The other important point here is that this move down through here does count as in 5 waves. So if that's the case, then if we just go and have a look at this, so if we do get 5 waves here, which I believe we have, and we'll go into that in a moment, that means it will get, after 5 waves, we get a corrective wave, and there's a little gap here, so that's why I brought that up to there. The 50-60% retracement level will be up there as well. The first resistance will be the old high here. So we're looking for a 3-wave counter trend and then further downside here. So this downside here would also be in 5 waves here as well. So 3, 4, 5 here. Because we got 5 here, we'll get 5 over here. So let's just have a look in here as such. In here, let's go a bit. Okay, so in terms of counting this here, we can see that there's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 for here for wave 1. Okay, so we've got wave 1 to here, we've got wave 2 to here, and then we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 to here. Okay, so that's the whole 3rd wave here. Then we've got the 4th, we've got the 5th here. So it would be normal to see the A, the B, and the C up here. The retracement levels for these would be well, you know, the 50-60% retracement level up here. But look, as you know, this high was created because there was volume there, so that's 54.30 is the first resistance point here, and the second that after that gets sold off here somewhat. And if it does push higher, then this block here, which is obviously in the 50-60 here, and it also brings us back to the 54.50. So if we found support above the 54.50, then it would be a positive market and would be going higher from that stage. But as it stands, everything being equal as we've just gone through, then we'd see this as a rally through here and then a further downside from there. Now, if this moves down straight from here and the 54 becomes the retested resistance, then we need to go with that, because there would be a larger picture unfolding as well at that stage. Then it would just be cascading lower from that point. But it does count quite well from here as being 5 waves down. So there is a possible top in play. We just got to stay with the intraday until we've, we can clear a few of the larger wave counts up, and also the S&P 500 as well, being in that group too. If that drops below, say, 1850, then we've definitely got ourselves a top in the market there, and then we need to reassess a few things in other areas as well. But there is possibility for upside. The bonds market is still just bonds here. It's got a sort of a short-term low in here, but we expect it to come down further here again into the 130 to get a bounce here. So we can see this trending lower again, which is going to give a bit of support to the stock market going holding its ground on the upside. Alrighty, well that's it. So look, really not a lot of clear pathways I can offer today, but we just need to be a little bit careful and allow this this correction that we're in. For the Australian market, the 5.5 for the Dow Jones is 16,500. The DAX coming back to 9,000. So, they're all looking a bit toppy, and some are looking for support. And we just need to move through this until we've got a clear next trend, be that up or be that down. So, just a bit of patience to figure these things out. Let them unfold to a point that we've got some confidence in them. All right, cheers.